So, the highly anticipated losers bracket final between BLG and T1 just happened this morning, and I gotta say, the series delivered. I predicted a 3-1 in favor of BLG, and this series went the full 5 games. It was an absolute banger series, very, very competitive games, and I gotta tell you, I did not expect Zeus to be not the reason T1 lost by any means, but the biggest gap point, in my opinion. Say what you will about Chovy, but I think Bin might be the best player in the world. This guy, I've never seen a top laner put together so many carry performances. It's insane. And I think a big reason for that is because Zeus was pretty much stuck on Cassante duty. He never really got a chance to have the counter matchup. Even on red side, they refused to counter matchup top lane, and it's disappointing to see because Zeus is such an insane player, and he's just kind of stuck on tank Cassante duty, and that's not really a great utilization of his skills, or the draft for that matter. So Bin being able to have favorable matchups in a lot of these games definitely helps, but still, with that said, I've never seen this guy miss. He's so consistent, he carries so often, and he's just a monster in every phase of the game. Lane phase, mid-game team fights, side lane, you name it. The guy is just crazy good. And, like I said, the series went the full 5 games. It was an absolute banger one. T1 definitely came in as the underdogs, I think, considering the last time these two teams played, BLG did 3-1 them pretty cleanly. But T1 definitely fought back. After that G2 series yesterday, they definitely found their rhythm. I think they got back a little of that mojo that they were missing. Faker had a better series yesterday against G2, and so he was probably back on track. And so, this series exceeded my expectations for sure. I thought it was going to be another pretty clean series for BLG. I thought T1 was having a pretty off tournament in general, especially Faker, like most of the analysts have been saying. But they pleasantly surprised me today. Against the best team, if not one of the best teams in the world, T1 looked solid. Every team has their int moments and their off games, and they definitely had those today. But it was still a really competitive series, and that's really all we look for in these international best of 5s. So it's still really exciting. This entire MSI knockout stage has been super exciting, with a ton of banger matchups and a ton of really competitive games, which has been great to see. So I don't really have a whole lot else to say about this game. It was just a really close, really entertaining series to watch. And credit to T1, they made it closer than I expected, and probably some other people expected as well. But it will be BLG going on to the finals to rematch against Gen G. For that series, honestly, I think it's going to be closer than last time. Last time it was a Gen G 3-1, and none of the games were really very competitive. But this time I think it's going to be different. I think it'll be a full 5-game series, very competitive, a lot of long, probably 35 to 40-minute games. I think it's going to be very, very close, very tight. And honestly, I don't know who's going to win. I really don't. I think it's going to come down to whether or not BLG can get Bin ahead in the top lane, and whether or not Gen G can get Pays ahead in the bot lane. So it's going to depend on a lot of things. If I had to pick one, I'd probably just go with the standby Gen G 3-2 to win the MSI finals. But definitely let me know what you guys think about that matchup for the finals down in the comment section below. Who's your prediction to win MSI this year? And also what you guys thought about T1 versus BLG this morning, and T1's performance overall this tournament. I know a lot of people are pretty down on their performance, especially Faker. Definitely had an off tournament. So let me know what you guys thought about T1 overall this tournament, and maybe some Worlds predictions for them later on this year. Thanks for watching. See you next time.